Technology-infused assessment module. Before the semester started, I thought that ELLs have low vocabulary, that they were all immigrants, and that all English language learners come from a low-income household. After taking this course, I have learned that not all English language learners are from lower-income households, and that not all ELL students are immigrants. A majority of them are actually born here in the US. Some common misconceptions are it's hard for teachers to communicate with ELL students because of language barriers, but there are so many tools a teacher can use to communicate with them, such as visual aids, hand gestures, and technology. All English language learners are Hispanics. ELL students come from many different backgrounds and they're not all just Hispanic, but majority of them in Texas are Hispanics, so we do tend to stereotype and think that all of them are Hispanics because of that. English language learners need to drop their first language in order to learn English. Language acquisition in their first language actually makes it easier for English language learners to learn their second language, which is English, because they're able to transfer their L1 to L2. ELL parents are not involved in their child's education. Parents have jobs, and sometimes, depending on their job, they may not be able to get off of work on time in order to attend school functions or parent-teacher conference. So some parents speak, and also some parents speak limited English. So sometimes they are embarrassed of that, or they feel intimidated. English language learners should avoid speaking in their first language at home. ELLs should respect and speak the language their parents are more comfortable speaking. Concepts and theories. Comprehensible input is providing input to students that's one step beyond their linguistic competence. So in order for teachers to provide a little challenge in their students' learning is to provide instruction to students that's one step beyond their students' learning level. PRISM model is made up of 4 components that influence the first language and second language acquisition in a school context. And these 4 components are social, cultural, academic development, language development, and cognitive development. Passive versus active learning. So passive learning is where students are just sitting in their desk and doing worksheets and watching videos and listening to lecture. And in passive learning, students are not getting the most out of their learning experience. Where in active learning, students are engaged in the lesson, and they're doing hands-on work, group work, and this is where you see where a lot of students are teaching each other, like doing jigsaw in the classroom, rather than it's just teachers teaching the students. And this is active learning is where students actually get the most out of their learning experience compared to passive learning. BICS versus CALP. BICS is basic interpersonal communication skills. So this is also known as playground talk because this is an everyday conversation skill. So this is where students use this to talk to their friends. Where CALPS is a cognitive academic language proficiency. So this is more of academic formal language, and this is more used in the classroom. So in order for students to develop CALP, they must develop BICS first. Gardner's multiple intelligence. Gardner's multiple intelligence is a intelligence that's so important because not all students learn the same and they all learn differently. Either they're visual learners, they're kinesthetic learners, or they learn with music. So it's so important for teachers to implement these into the lesson or into activities in order for the students to get the best opportunity to learn in the classroom. Some do's and don'ts. Do have an active learning classroom in order for students to get the best learning experience in the classroom. Do create a safe and welcoming environment. This is so important because students, ELL students may come from different countries. They It's important for them to feel safe and welcome because this whole new environment is new to them. Do use visuals and hand gestures to help ELLs with their L2. This is so important, especially providing visuals to ELLs because they are learning a new language, and it's so important to provide visuals in order for them to connect to what they're learning. Learn ELL students and their family cultures. Do have a high expectation for ELL students. Don't have the students become the translator. So don't have the student become translate for the parents during a teacher-parent conference because sometimes the student can, if you're speaking about the student's work, the student's grades, the student's behavior, the student can not actually translate what you're saying and say something else. Don't lower your expectation for ELL students. Don't place students in a homogeneous group because not all ELL students are the same, and so they all learn different, and it's best to put them in heterogeneous group. Don't make ELL students stop talking in their first language, and don't lose patience on ELL students. And here are my sources. Thank you.